Welcome to Doctor's Insight. Did you know that over 200,000 families are set to receive higher tax returns due to a recent expansion to the Child Independent Care Tax Credit, also known as the CTC? That's right. This is a significant development that could bring tangible benefits to many American families. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more up-to-date educating and informative contents. The Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit, an initiative designed to provide financial relief to families, has recently been expanded. The expansion of this tax credit signifies a positive shift towards supporting families, particularly those with children and dependents. It's a significant move that could help offset some of the costs associated with raising a family. Now, let's talk numbers. With this expansion, the payments under the CTC are set to increase. Families can now expect to receive between $1,050 to $2,100. This is a considerable increase from the previous amounts. But why does this matter? Well, this could make a significant difference in the lives of many families. The additional funds could be used towards childcare, education, or even just to alleviate some of the financial pressures of everyday life. For many, this could be a game changer, providing a bit more breathing room in their budgets. One of the key aspects of this expansion is the potential it has to impact a large number of families. With over 200,000 families set to benefit, this isn't a small-scale change. It's a substantial shift that could bring relief to many. So what does this mean for you, and how can you benefit from this expansion? Let's delve into the details. To benefit from the CTC expansion, families need to meet 3 key criteria. Let's dive into these 3 criteria, one at a time, to grasp their meaning and significance. We'll also provide some examples to help paint a clearer picture. The first criterion is income. Just like many tax credits, the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit is subject to income restrictions. For the expanded CTC, the full credit is available for families with adjusted gross incomes of $75,000 or less for single filers, and $150,000 or less for joint filers. Those with incomes above these thresholds may still be eligible for a partial credit, but it will be reduced on a sliding scale. So for instance, a single parent earning $50,000 would be eligible for the full credit, while a couple earning $200,000 would receive a reduced amount. The second criterion is child or dependent qualifications. The tax credit applies to children under the age of 13 or dependents of any age who are physically or mentally incapable of self-care. This means that families with children in daycare, after-school programs, or summer camps could potentially benefit. Similarly, families caring for an elderly parent or a dependent with a disability could also qualify. For example, a family with 2 children, one in daycare and another in an after-school program, could benefit from the expanded credit. The third and final criterion is work-related expenses. To qualify for the CTC, the expenses incurred must be work-related. In other words, these are costs that allow the parents or guardians to work or look for work. This includes costs for daycare, after-school programs, summer camps, and even in-home caregivers. It's important to note that the credit is not a refund of all care expenses. The IRS defines work-related expenses as those that, if not paid, would prevent you from working or looking for work. So for instance, if a single mother pays for daycare so she can go to her job, those daycare costs would be considered work-related expenses. Meeting these criteria is essential for families hoping to benefit from the increased CTC payouts. These criteria ensure that the expanded Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit reaches those families who need it most, those balancing work responsibilities with the costs of caring for children or other dependents. And remember, every family's situation is unique, so it's always a good idea to consult with a tax professional to fully understand how these criteria apply to you. The expansion of the CTC is set to have a significant impact on American families. As we delve further into the impact of the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit expansion, it's important to note that this is more than just a policy change. It's a lifeline that holds the potential to significantly improve the lives of over 200,000 American families. The most immediate and obvious benefit of the CTC expansion is financial relief. In a time when many are still grappling with the economic fallout of the pandemic, an increase in tax returns of between $1,050 to $2,100 can provide much-needed breathing room for families. This boost in income can help cover essential costs, from groceries to rent and even child and dependent care. Speaking of child and dependent care, the CTC expansion also holds the promise of increased support in this critical area. With the cost of childcare often being a significant portion of a family's budget, the expansion can help ease this financial burden, making quality care more accessible. For families with dependents, the extra income can also be used to ensure they receive the care they need, whether that's home care services, rehabilitation, or other necessary supports. But the impact of the CTC expansion goes beyond the immediate financial relief. It's also about the long-term effects on the well-being of families. With less financial stress, parents can spend more quality time with their children, nurturing their growth and development. And for dependents, the increased support can mean better care and improved quality of life. Yet, the benefits of the expansion aren't just individual, they're societal. By providing financial relief and support to families, we're investing in our children's future and creating a stronger, more resilient society. After all, these children are our future leaders, educators, and innovators. It's also worth noting that the CTC expansion is a move towards greater equity. By extending the credit to more families, particularly those in lower income brackets, we're working towards a more level playing field where every child has a fair shot at success. The CTC expansion is a major step towards providing greater support for families across the nation, but it's essential to understand the criteria to reap its benefits. Let's quickly recap what we've covered about the expansion of the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit. We started by introducing the expansion of the CTC, an exciting development that will see over 200,000 American families receiving an increased payment between $1,050 to $2,100. We then delved into the 3 criteria families need to meet to qualify for this expansion. First, the family must have a child or dependent that requires care. Secondly, this care must allow the parent or guardian to work or look for work. Lastly, the family's adjusted gross income must fall within a certain range, which varies depending on the number of children or dependents. We also discussed the impact of the CTC expansion on American families. We emphasized that this financial relief will not only help with child and dependent care costs, but it will also stimulate spending and contribute to the economy. This is especially important now, as we continue to navigate the financial implications of the ongoing pandemic. Additionally, we touched on a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research, which found that similar financial relief measures such as pandemic stimulus funds did not deter Americans from seeking employment. This is valuable information that counters the criticism that such benefits disincentivize work. Finally, we explored how this expansion is part of a broader effort to support American families during these challenging times, alongside other measures such as free COVID-19 tests and increased access to treatments. In summary, the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit expansion promises to provide financial relief to over 200,000 American families, provided they meet the necessary criteria. Stay informed and keep up to date with these changes to make the most of these benefits. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.